Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an episode of Career Mode. And unfortunately, again today, there is no sort of gameplay, but I know you guys enjoyed the transfers just as much, so why not just watch a bit of that? But Juventus, Moneybag Juventus as I call them, came in and were like, we'll give you some money for Gaeta. And I was like, nah, I want more money. I want more. And I was like, right now, might as well, price them around the 25 million. And it was just bizarre. They matched my 25 million counter offer for Gaeta. And at that point, I was like, oh shit, like, I'm gonna need a good keeper to replace him. And I don't know about you guys, but I think I actually came off really well with Gaeta. I remember paying a lot less than 25 million for him, and he moved up to an 88 rated keeper very quickly, like really quickly, and then he just didn't progress anymore past 88. So I was like, okay, well, he clearly hit his limit, and for 25 million, I feel as though I definitely came out pretty well. And as you guys can see, there is my transfer budget of £0 and 15,000 a week, which isn't that good. But if you guys remember, I actually just renegotiated my contract with Gaeta, and I ended up offering 60,000 and also, yeah, 60,000 a week. And so I knew that, if he does sell, which, as I just get the email there, then that means I get, another 60 into the wage budget, and another, as they gave me 18 million out of that 25 million to go and spend on essentially a new keeper, because I wasn't going to just settle for having Robert Green as my #1 keeper. So that kind of led me, when, I don't know if you guys remember this, but when I was looking for a new keeper, and when I felt as though Julius Caesar was just getting a bit too old, I kind of went on the hunt for a keeper, and you guys gave me tons of people I should take a look at, and that's what I did. And Ter Stegen was actually, that's how I'm gonna say him now. I'm sure you guys will let me know if I'm wrong, but Ter Stegen was a player that I was very interested in looking at, and he's actually the first guy I went after, because I know he is a good player, and definitely, a huge keeper. And I also thought maybe I should try and get Lloris, but I figured Ter Stegen there, he's gonna become a good player. He's only age 23. Lloris is, relative, I don't want to say old, but definitely later on in his career, and I feel as though I've got a lot more to work with when it comes to the likes of Ter Stegen. So you guys might be like, Cal, you could have gone for Lloris and got a 91 rated keeper, and I understand, but I don't know, I'm always interested in trying to develop the players and get them to become a little bit better. So I hope you guys can understand that. But with that being said, I believe I'm gonna have to end up shelling out around 13 million. That means we got 5 million left. 5 million and Fellaini, who I'm looking to kind of sell for a new defensive mid. Fellaini just isn't working out for me. And when I first got him, don't get me wrong, absolutely brilliant defensive mid for me, really strong. And I feel as though back in the day he was actually a lot better in the air. Felt a lot stronger. But recently he just hasn't been doing that. Hasn't been as clinical. And if anything, his first touch let him down so much. And for that reason, I felt as though, I don't want to say I'm more than happy, but I'm willing to go and sell him on or involve him in some sort of trade. So like I said, guys, if you guys would like to name a defensive mid in the comments, sorry, that would be very much appreciated. Now bear in mind I'm a little further on, so that's just something to keep in mind there. Aguero might sign for Real Madrid. Also Lewandowski off to Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea have Falcao, Torres, Gomez, and now they want Lewandowski. Like, what the actual fuck, seriously, that is wild. So I end up offering 12.5 million for Ter Stegen. I want to know what you guys think to me going after him. Do you think that he's a good player that I should be going after? Do you think that there's maybe another keeper in the scene that might be a little bit better? I mean, I personally think that I've picked a pretty good choice by going after Ter Stegen. It'll be interesting to see if I can actually end up getting him. But I'm getting a lot of emails at the moment letting me know about previous players that I've had interest in, that they, that other clubs have been interested in buying. And for me, it just doesn't mean anything, because I've kind of got my eyes set on certain players. But I'm going through a bit of a tough time. So we recently signed Neymar, and that meant we had to change the system, essentially. Neymar was too big, too good of a player for me to kind of just rotate around the squad. So attacking wise, El Shaarawy, Muriel, Insigne, and Neymar, possibly Goetze if you want to add him as center attacking mid. We also have Sterling there, a left winger. So what I've actually decided to go for was a 4-3-2-1 formation. And you guys might be like, so how exactly do you plan on going about about this. So I decided that I'd go for, so my main back four at the moment, you know, with the current transfers, I would go for left back Mbaye, two centre backs Nastasic and Lovren, right back is Danilo, then three centre mids would be Pogba in the central centre mid because he plays a little bit more defensive. Then as left centre mid, I'd have someone like Goetze. Right centre mid, either Adrian or Merkel, depending on who I want to play at the time. You know, it adds for allows me to rotate players, make sure everyone's fit and things. Then as left winger, the blatant obvious choice for me is Neymar, and he can rotate in and out with Raheem Sterling, who's come back from loan as a 75 rated left winger. Then as striker, I'm going to have Muriel, and then right wing, I'll have, well, I want to say right wing, but they're actually left forward and right forward because they play a little bit narrower, and I feel that suits it all just a little bit better. On the right wing, sorry, I'll have El Shaarawy, and you guys might be like, El Shaarawy is not that fast, so maybe it'd be better to go Muriel on the right wing. But the honest truth behind that is, now that we're quite far into it, El Shaarawy has really stepped up his pace. He's a lot quicker than when I first bought him, so he's definitely a lot more viable when it comes to playing him on the right wing, if you guys are interested as to why I decided to play him there. And not to mention, his shot is just insane, and so obviously having him on the right wing, he'll be able to cut inside, make some really awesome shots, and Muriel will be there to clean up if he needs to. But we got some preseason friendlies, and in all honesty, this is really, as a lot of people like to say, the time to test out the young talent, put in some of the new players. But in all honesty, I just wanted to see what my current formation, how it would pan out, whether it would work well or not, just that sort of thing. And unfortunately for me, I believe I couldn't play one of my center backs due to an injury. Muriel is still, Muriel's a-okay, but in this Marseille game that I go and sim, he actually gets injured, and you guys will see what happens coming up. But unfortunately for me, they come back and they tell me they want 15 million for Ter Stegen when they even quoted him for 13 million. So I was a little bit confused by that. Anyways, I decided to offer them that, and it wasn't really that big of a deal. I just sold Gaita for 25 million, so I was still feeling pretty comfortable. I feel as though I've been doing quite good business throughout my time at QPR. Definitely haven't, you know, really sold anyone on that for that much of a loss, and I definitely feel as though I've made profit on a number of players for sure. And one of those players that I'm looking to make profit on is definitely Fellaini, definitely a player I'm got my eyes set on, kind of getting rid of out of the club, because he could definitely be replaced with someone with a lot more quality and a lot more potential, I want to say. But yeah, I go ahead and sim this game against Marseille. Again, I wanted to play out, you know, one of my stronger sides, because, you know, we all know Marseille are a strong team. Unfortunately, as you guys can see, Ferdinand and Henrique Feltri both starting as center backs, both who would not normally start. Usually it would be Nastasic and Lovren, but I didn't start them in this game, which is a bit unfortunate, because I believe one of them actually has a pretty bad injury, and I decided why not just play the other one, since one of them isn't going to be eligible to play. But unfortunately, Muriel gets injured, and he missed a penalty, which is just absolutely heartbreaking. And in the 89th minute, one of the center mids for Marseille scores to make it 2-1. So I feel as though that was a bit unfortunate, but again, a sim game, and he was out for 6 weeks. I mean, that's a big blow, but I have to remember it is still preseason, so he's got time to recover. But I'm being serious, that is the first time Muriel has really been properly injured, so definitely a devastating blow, but I really hope, you know, he gets back to fitness and this doesn't become a regular thing. So I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Career Mode, and if you did, then feel free to touch yourself, or watch it again, or like it, which would be probably the best thing to do, is probably like it, then leave a comment about what I talked about, and then you could probably touch yourself. And then you could watch it again, and then just repeat the steps, you know, 1 through 5, or how many steps I gave you. Anyways, have a great day, guys. I'll see you all in a bit. Bye-bye.